Sebastian Vettel holds the F1 record for the shortest time elapsed before picking up a penalty. He was caught speeding in the pit lane in practice for the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, almost immediately after he exited the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. The inaugural World Drivers' Championship was held in 1950 during the fourth season of F1. Giuseppe Farina, who was driving for Alfa Romeo, took the championship after winning 3 of the 7 races held that season. Manuel Fangio also took 3 victories, but lost out points after having retired from the other 3 races he entered. Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent
Good evening, everyone.
they've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team. The last time the instructor won a world championship was in 1998. The 2019 Chinese
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season here at Gavra Racing for the Tier 1 Championship at the Australian Grand Prix for rounds 1 and 2 of what proves to be a fascinating 5 rounds we have upcoming. I'm sure that the action will be fantastic, just as the evaluation proved last week at Italy in Monza. We've got a lot to talk about, and joining me today in the commentary box, I'm delighted to welcome back Shortbread224 into the commentating booth with me. Shortbread, how are you doing?
Yeah, cheers, Jack. I'm good, thanks. You alright?
Yeah, not bad, not too bad at all. We're here for Australia, and we've got a number of drivers out on circuit already. But before we turn our attention to those who are on their current outlaps, I do want to mention a couple of drivers who have joined in, making their debuts in Tier 1 this evening. We have Kev Potter too, no relation to Harry, in the Alfa Romeo. We also have Born Winner in the McLaren. I hope for his sake he is going to win this race for his name. And we also have in the Williams tonight, Watts F293 out there in the Williams. Shortbread, a lot of action last week. Liam taking the race win. What are you expecting around Australia?
I'm thinking it might be something similar, to be honest. Liam apparently on time trial time has done a great lap, apparently, from the other drivers. So I think it might be Liam doing another good drive again today, but we'll see. Hopefully someone like Psycho, Ben Roberts, can get in there, try and stop him. But yeah, I'm looking at Liam right now, looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. Liam was very imperious in his form last week. He won at Monza, of course. He did have Psycho and Billy Misu on the podium, and there are a couple of other drivers who are certainly down to springing a surprise on a couple of people this afternoon around this wonderful Australia Melbourne circuit. We're only a couple of kilometres away from the city, so it's a short walk for those that do live locally here. As the Steps gets the first lap in of the session, he finished 3rd earlier in the Tier 2 race, and as we were speaking, Liam goes provisionally fastest with a 1:17.2 Shortbread.
Yeah, that's a nice lap. Already jolted, so he's quick and he's a bit behind Ben Roberts. Yeah, that's already a big gap he's made. Like 5 tenths there. Wow, yeah, that's a good first lap for him, blimey.
That's a very good first lap. I will say Ben Roberts, just to point out, is on the medium tyres, and a couple of drivers doing the same thing as Ben. Money Game traditionally did, traditionally Money Game was another driver who did the medium opening lap. Kev Potter's just gone into the pits, and Watts is also out there on the medium. So maybe a bit encouraging for Ben if he's only 7 tenths away.
Yeah, I forgot to put that up. Yeah, I didn't see he was on the mediums. That's interesting. He could get something like 5 tenths, I reckon, on 1 lap on softs. So it could actually be a lot closer than I thought. I was worried then, but then, yeah, nice he's on mediums. Yeah, that's interesting. When he does another soft lap, I'll be interested to see where he gets. Hopefully should get close to Liam. I think he gets a good lap, should be.
That's very true. The 2 McLarens are out on circuit as well. Spoiler alert for those that haven't watched the Grand Prix earlier, but one of the McLarens was finishing on the podium earlier this afternoon at Silverstone. Xnati G puts himself into 3rd place for 1:17.9. Shortbread, round this track in the race conditions, 4 DRS zones. How difficult is that for a driver to defend from the car behind?
Yeah, it was. That's what I was thinking going into this weekend. Like, look at 4 DRS. I think it's the only track on the calendar with 4. That's crazy. But every straight has got a DRS zone. Like, you have maybe a few corners to try and break it, but 4 DRS zones, that's gonna be really hard to get away from someone. You have to be like a second a lap faster maybe to be able to break it. But if it might be a big DRS train here, I'm thinking, because that's gonna be really difficult to break.
It will be really difficult to break. You're not wrong. And Billy Meesu's just coming onto a flying lap. He's in 16th. Shortbread, do you want to take us through the rest of the lap?
Yep, let's do it. Let me get to him. There you go. Coming into, what is this, turn 3 now. Nice rotation. Nice long left-hander here. Got a quick right-hander. This is going to be easy flash. Don't know if it's the inside curb. Yeah, he's all right. I think he can easily invalidate on the next corner here on the exit. He's going to ride that curb. I'm going to say extend it as much as he can. Yeah, that's a nice job. He's going out to the DRS straight now. Maxing out his top speed as well. He's got low wings, so he's Mercedes on the left here. He's all right. Now coming up to the nice 9-10 left-right here. Is beautiful to watch a Formula 1 car go through here. Just nearly flat. He's got to brake a bit. Touch the inside curb and sort of cut the right a bit wide there, but he rides the outside curb. That's all right. Third DRS zone of the lap here. Then going up right-hander. It's like a weird one. This one updated recently. Got a nice ride the curve out. So that's a nice lap. Coming on final sector now. Ride the outside curve. Nice. Touch the inside. Oh, bit understeery there. Broke a bit late, but one more corner to go. Feather the throttle here. Can't floor it. You'll spin. DRS open. Seemed like a nice lap from what I've seen. Where can he get in his Alpine? 9th, not too bad, but I think I'll be wanting more from that.
Yeah, the Alpine getting himself onto the 5th row of the grid there in a 1:18.3, and definitely some time to find compared to the front runners. Admittedly, I say that he is only 4/10ths away from being in 4th position, so that just shows you how competitive the lobby is at the moment. We have from 2nd place, which is Psycho on a 1:17.5, down to Devori 97, who's on a 1:18.6. That's a second. That is such fine margins that separates 11 cars on the grid.
Yeah, I love seeing that when everyone's so close. It's just one tiny mistake in one corner. You do a perfect lap, maybe mess up the final corner, and you drop 3 positions, maybe something like that. It's great to see. You just got to be on the edge, but not going over it. Just push in, but don't go too much. And yeah, it can get you pole. That's really nice to see.
Can give you a lot of advantages around this track. If you start near the front, you can make a little break for it and avoid the DRS trains, as Shortbread mentioned earlier. I'm riding with Kev Potter at the moment. He's in 16th. He's making his debut this evening. The cameras are following him as he comes round turn 14 on the brakes into this difficult left-hander at turn 15 and then up through the gears. He's just taken a few bites at the steering wheel going around this final corner. And his first lap that he's going to set, flying lap, is a 1:20.5 behind his teammate, but a little bit of time to find, I reckon.
Yeah, not a bad first lap. Obviously, and it's his first race in this league, so we don't know what he's capable of yet, but that's only his first lap, I believe, yeah, so he has 9.5 minutes, so he has time to improve for sure, so see how far he can go up later.
For yourself, Shortbread, and for drivers like Kev Potter, who, you know, has more time to find, and other people, what is the benefit of racing in a league such as Gavra, or any league, really? How does that help drivers improve?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Before I joined this league, or back in 2020, I think it was, quite a while now, but I feel like I got a lot better. Before that, I was like on controller, and I wasn't very good at all, but now it's sort of just you practice tracks on the calendar, you do time trial, you do Grand Prix, is you just practicing, doing laps. It may be boring, you may hate it, but that's really how you get better, and that's what I did. Just do time trial race, stuff like that, and you practice the tracks and you just get better over time. And now I feel like I'm in probably the fastest I've ever been on F1 games, and that's probably down to this league, to be honest. If I didn't join it, I'd be much slower, I reckon.
There you go. For anyone who's wanting and watching at the moment, who's curious about joining in, do put an application into Gavra. You can do that through the website, of course, and check out the Discord if you want to get involved. A lot of people do really want to take part in what is a blossoming league in terms of 2 tiers that you can get involved in. This is tier 1, of course, the quicker of the 2. I'm not begrudging any of those drivers. I'm not even disassociating any of those drivers in tier 2. They are very capable in their own hands, but the pole position lap around this circuit earlier was a 1:17.9, which is, you know, very good lap time. Would be good enough to be 5th or 6th in this lobby. But you can see Liam's advantage 7 tenths, and we're still yet to see Ben Roberts' first lap on the soft compound tyres, and he's done that on the mediums. The more you look at that lap time, the more impressive it is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Ben Roberts later as well. How he does his on that one up now, so he'll be doing that soon. And I like the point you just made about tier 2 and tier 1. I think I like looking at it as a tier 1. It's sort of was, but like tier 1 is F1 and then tier 2 is F2. So it's sort of the maybe newer upcoming drivers just working on overtaking, pace, keeping it consistent, stuff like that. And then they move to tier 1, where it's going to be much harder, but they've sort of learned where they get from tier 2 and move up to F1, so it's like that. And then you said like it was a 79 pole it's for tier 2, and now tier 1 72 already, and they're still going to get time. So yeah, big difference.
That's a big lap from a fan favourite. X-Natty G was 17.4. Now that's going to put Liam on notice. It won't be as easy as you might think, but I'm watching Liam coming around turn 15. He is a 10th up on this lap. Can he get into the 16s? It'd be incredible if he does. Towards the line in the Red Bull, and he does.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, Joel just gone up there as well, 17.2. Yeah, he's nice first in 16s. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He should be able to do one more lap if he comes in. Oh, someone just went up there. Psycho, I think, just went up there. Yeah, he did. Yeah, so they're all improving here. Maybe track evolution for you is doing quite well, but we'll see. They should, if they come in, yeah, they have time to come in, change tyres, refuel, get their battery charged back up. Yeah, they'll be able to do one more push lap.
Yeah, plenty of time for the drivers. 6 minutes, of course, remaining in this session. For those that are watching, do comment who you think's going to get on the top 3 spaces for the first race. Don't forget, in Gavra, it's a 35% race for race 1, so 20 laps typically around Australia for a 35% race, and then I believe it's 15 for the 25% race in race 2, which is decided by a one-shot qualifying session as well. So it's down to the drivers to make sure they don't make any mistakes. Born Winner was another one who moved up during that flurry of lap times from Jolt Psycho. Born Winner is now 5th, right behind his teammate, only 2 tenths separating those two.
Ben Roberts is on a lap, by the way, I think.
He is indeed.
Final sector. I haven't seen his sector split yet. It will come up in a second. I have no idea how much he's up by. It should come up in a second, hopefully. Top right, is it? I think it will come up. Oh, I thought it would come up. Alright, doesn't, but he's on softs now, so he should definitely improve since his last one was on mediums. So, open DRS, final straight. How can he do? I feel like it's a good lap. What can he do? Oh, P7.
Not as much of a gain as we both expected there. So, plenty of time to find for Ben. Typically, the soft tyres, even on the shortest of circuits, are worth roughly 6 to 8 tenths a lap, depending on the tyre step difference, soft to medium. You definitely expect Ben to be in the 17.1s, judging by his previous effort, but more time to find from him.
Yeah, he's put himself in a dodgy situation. You see it in real life F1. They try and set a banker sort, but they don't push too much, but they push a decent amount, so they're a decent position. But now he isn't in a great position. P7, you don't really want more than that. So on his final lap, he's putting himself in a bad situation. He's gonna have to really push and risk either spinning, invalidating, whatever. And yeah, now he's gonna have to really push that final lap now. The last lap he's got if he wants to improve. So yeah, it's not great position Ben Roberts is in so far.
No, not at all. But I do want to make a mention of Watts, who is up to 5th in the Williams on his debut. The 2 Williams cars right up there in the top 5. And that's going to be good for the Constructors' Championship if they can finish where they are. Obviously, we're still waiting to see a couple of other drivers set competitive lap times. I'm sure Kev Potter can go quicker than what he is doing. I'm watching his sector, actually, as he comes through. He is improving, but not as much as he would have liked. Shari also in the pits. Whether he'll come out today is another matter for qualifying. So just looking at the field spread at the present moment, you know, Liam first place, and then you go down to where our Peter is on a 119. 2 seconds is the split between the grid, so it's fine margins, really. If you make a mistake at one corner, as our Peter gets the back end out around the final corner. If you make a mistake somewhere, that could cost you 5 or 6 positions.
Yeah, that's true what you said. Just like I said, it's a really close grid. I'm looking at the top like 6, say, top 2nd to 6th, and I'm like, oh, Born Winner's got a penalty. What happened there?
I've just watched that actually. Our Peter was finishing a lap. Born Winner came out of the pits, turned into the corner, and I don't think our Peter slowed up enough and just rammed into the back of him. And Born Winner, as it stands, will start 11th. And I don't really think it was Born Winner's fault, to be honest. That's unfortunate.
Ooh, yeah, that's a weird one. I wish I saw that. I didn't see that. I don't think it was on the stream, but that's annoying. That's a weird one. Yeah, if it's like you said, then that's really unfortunate for him, because it's not like a 5-second penalty, but we can get rid of that. He's literally going to start lower down, so I don't think there's anything we can do about that. That's really unfortunate. It's annoying.
It is too late for us to change anything for Born Winner. But that'll be maybe investigated later on, something to maybe have a look at for the stewards. I'm sure they will. Number of drivers now on outlap with less than 2 minutes to go in the session. Jolt and Liam, well, Jolt's on is coming out of the pits now, and Liam is only just coming out of the pit lane, so he will probably be the last person, and that's another 5-place grid penalty for Kev Potter.
It was Psycho, apparently. I don't see any damage. Oh, Psycho retired.
Yeah, Psycho's got damage from...
Oh, he does have damage. Yeah.
Yeah, Psycho's got damage from a collision with Kev Potter, unseen by all of us. But that is Psycho. Yeah, they're two bizarre incidents.
Wow,
but we go...
Weird.
Very peculiar, but we go on to the start of these final laps, and Shari will be crossing the line. The only driver yet to set a lap time. You expect Shari to move up a couple of spots. Who are you following, Shortbread?
I want to wait. I was going to see, why don't we wait until Liam starts the lap? You know, I feel like if someone's going to improve, it might be him, unless someone's been sandbanging a bit. I feel like could follow in Liam, or we could follow Joe. Actually, he's about to start a lap, isn't he? He's going around the final corner.
Jolt's about to start a lap. I'm looking at who else. Born Winner is currently on a flying lap. Haven't seen his sector times, and he's passed the second sector timing beam, so we don't know whether he's improving or not. But he does have 3 corners to go. A difficult turn 14. She gets relatively fine. Ben Roberts is done. I think he invalidated his lap, so that's no improvement. The highest he'll start is 8th. What about Born Winner? 5-place grid penalty, I should say. Puts him 4th.
P4.
That was a good effort.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Just another thing on Psycho. I feel like he got really unlucky in the qualifying. Didn't last time he disconnect or something like that, so you can... Oh, Liam doesn't improve? Oh, that's interesting. Was he too late?
He was too late.
Interesting. Oh, I guess... Well, anyway, I was about to say this about Psycho. He's been unlucky, isn't he? I feel like last qualifying, didn't he disconnect or something? He couldn't improve, something like that. Got in his qualifying last one. Now he got damaged, whether it was his fault or not. He hasn't been able to improve. So, low P3, not a bad position, but that's unfortunate for him, as Joe is 1/10 down. Joe isn't actually improving on this lap.
No, he's not improving, and he's going to have to find a lot of time in the final few corners in Sector 3. X90G is rounding the final corner. DRS activated down this main straight. Will this be an improvement for the McLaren? It is, and it puts him 3rd.
Yeah, that was a nice lap. I want to see, did Joe... It would be a hard task. I don't think he's going to improve his. Still, he's 1/10 up, or down, sorry, but I don't think it's going to be an improvement, Joe. I think he's just going to be stuck at P2, yeah. Not enough.
He did improve, but not enough in the end, and that's surely going to see Liam on pole position. Yeah, Born Winner going into the pit. I think Advantage is crossing the line now.
Invalidated.
Invalidated. So that was an excellent qualifying session with a few bits of contact randomly through it, but I do want to just take us through the classification of qualifying. You've got Liam on pole with Jolt in 2nd, X90G 3rd with Psycho 4th. Born Winner, a good lap, but he'll start further down, so Watts will start 5th. Money Game will be 6th, Ben Roberts will be 7th, Joss in 8th. 9th will then be Billy Misu, which will bring Born Winner into 10th. Advantage will start 11th, the last of the drivers in the top 10 who qualified within a second of Liam. Then its steps are Peter, Devori, Dino, Shari and Kev Potter, the 17 who qualified. Kev Potter also got grid penalty, but he's qualified last, so it will make no difference whatsoever to him.
Just something I remembered about this track actually. I was doing some driving on in this track, so I got an understanding of it just on Grand Prix mode. And something I remembered is something interesting about this race would be the pit exit. The pit exit here is in a horrible place. I don't know why it's not like cutting out turn 1 or something, but it's literally the car comes straight out right on the apex of turn 1. I don't know why they did it like that. I feel they could have missed turn 1, but yeah, something just to note, if you have cold tyres, someone comes out at the wrong time, literally they're stopping right on the apexes. So it's just something to note about that. It could be maybe an incident there, just got to be careful about that.
Drivers certainly going to have to be mindful of what everyone else is doing, as Shortbread says, on the pit exit, and as well as those who are at racing speeds. But we are just a couple of moments away from the start of the Australian Grand Prix here for Gavra Racing. A lot of spectacle inbound for this first race of the evening. 8:36 British Standard Time we're on at the moment. If you're interested in racing, do take part. Ooh, how are your nerves? So, on the right-hand side, we've got the Red Bull. On the left, we've got the Williams. Who will make the best start? And the race is live from Melbourne. Looks like a good start from Liam. He comes across Jolt straight away. He's not messing about, and he's got an advantage going into turn 1. He's got Psycho alongside him as Jolt, but Jolt just about holds his line, but he has a little bit of a wiggle, loses time. Contact. That is Natty G. That's a Williams round. I want to say there was another car involved in all that, but that is disaster. And Jolt already. The cars ahead are just dealing with their issues. Watts is up to 4th. Psycho is away. Sharry's got a time penalty for corner cutting already, which is impressive. But that was a dreadful start for the Williams and the McLaren.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I was about to say they got turn 1, turn 2 clean, and then something happened on the straight there. They just collided, and yeah, now they're 8 seconds back. It's really unfortunate, but Liam already got second clear. If he gets out of that DRS, that's huge for his race.
Dino is also out of the session. He's got an internet connection problem, so he's running around his ghost. It looked like Jolt was alongside Psycho into turn 1, and then he got on the AstroTurf, had a little wobble on the exit, and there seemed to be a third car that I couldn't quite see from my camera angle involved with Natty and Jolt, and that sent those two into the barrier, unfortunately. Can't quite tell whether they've got damage because we're too busy watching the battle at the front. Liam is leading. Psycho Watts up to 3rd on his debut. What a start for him. Ben Roberts is up for 4th, so that's an even better launch for him. And currently the highest of the medium runners, Joss, in 5th place, but he's 2 seconds down already.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between softs and medium. 2 seconds down, that's going to be great for him. He's going to have a big TRS train form behind him, I think, with Billy Misi right there. But Psycho just about hanging on. He's got to hold on for one more lap. It's really close. If he keeps pushing, he's already used half his ERS. They both have. Yeah, they're both pushing equally the amount. They got to keep going, especially Psycho, keep that DRS, and he could. It's definitely not over for him yet.
Money Game was the other driver involved in that incident at the start. I couldn't quite see who it was, but there is one of the others. That will be investigated after the race, no doubt. But at the moment, a couple of drivers who've gained a number of positions, but Watts is putting pressure. Oh, as I say that, he's lost the back end at turn 11. He's into the wall, and that's front wing gone.
Oh no, yeah, he's lost it all. Oh no, he was going so well. P3 on his debut. That's a shame. Oh, VSE. Interesting.
Yeah, that'll be for the wall collision that Watts has just had. He might just get away with getting into the pits, getting a front wing and a hard set of tyres on, but that is we were just praising him, and look what happens. And Liam's in the pits.
Oh, interesting. That's an early call. No one else followed him in. What's he got on mediums? Okay. Keeping this race interesting, okay. I have no idea what to think of that. A few drivers followed him, but I feel bad for Natty as well. Although he had the incident earlier, he pit earlier, so he didn't get the VSC advantage. That's unfortunate for him, but now look at that, Psycho and Ben Roberts right next to each other on the VSC restart.
You were talking before about that pit exit, and Liam and Devori nearly made contact as Liam came out of the pits. So Devori's actually lost a lot of time, and Sharry's just going to blast around the outside of him and take that position. Everyone else is following the camera angles. I'll tell you one driver who's had an incredible start. Kev Potter started 17th. He's 8th, up 9 spots in just 2 and a bit laps.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Way better than his qualifying performance. That's a nice drive. And I think Dino's got back in as well. I think he lagged out or something like that, but he's back in now, so that's great.
Ben
We'll see
Roberts,
how the leaders do.
Ben Roberts has just overtaken Psycho with DRS, obviously now activated on lap 3. And Psycho doing a little bit of warming with his tyres. Is his temperature's not up to the pressure they need to be at the moment? That is bizarre. Maybe he lost a bit of heat under the VSC. Billy Misu's leading a pack of cars behind him. But one thing I wanted to mention, Shortbread, just before we move on, Liam pitted, but then he didn't gain all of the time needed from the VSC because it came, green flag running came straight back out as he was coming down the pit lane, so didn't quite get the full Monty.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I think that he didn't get all of it. I think that so that's a very interesting strategy he's gone through. Down 10 position, he is in a bit of clear air, but he will catch up with Kev Potter in a minute, and that'll be big if he gets held up in traffic. I'm not 100% sure that's the right call. I'm not sure Minos will even last till the end, so yeah, that would be interesting to watch him. I'm really not sure.
Will be fascinating to see how his progress works out in that Red Bull. Watts and Peter just swapping positions for 14th, and Peter goes right round the back, the outside of the Williams, and he's into 14th place, but Watts is fighting back for that position. He's not giving up as Advantage goes past Billy Misu for 4th place. And Advantage, who made his debut last week, is showing some form around this Melbourne circuit.
Yeah, this would be interesting. Lead into Psycho and Ben Roberts. Psycho can just sit behind for a while now, save up the ERS he used when Liam was in the lead. He's got slightly less than Ben. I think he could just stay behind, that's up to him, but so many DRS straights here, you can barely lose them. So, yeah, we'll see if they stay behind. I think he might be fine with staying behind, not using the ERS yet. I think it's the right call from Psycho, just stick behind for now, no reason to really fight and lose time.
No, that's very true. It all comes down to the ERS usage. I try not to say what the ERS is because as Liam sets fast slap as he blasts past Kevin Potter for 9th position, he's got his teammate in front of him who you'd expect would let him through if he's got the pace. But there is a train of cars forming. That is a yellow flag, and that is Devori round into the wall, I think. But Joss now leads a pack of cars, 2 behind him, who look like they're very rapid at the moment, but he no longer has the advantage of DRS of the cars in front, so this is going to be very difficult for him to defend.
Yeah, make Liam catch up to his teammate now 1 second. He doesn't get DRS crucially, but I hope Dino realises that he's on an alternate strategy. He should just let him go, and if he does it at the right time, Dino can still get DRS and maybe stick behind him for a bit. They could work together here. We'll see how Red Bull do it as Joel gets fastest lap.
And Psycho and Ben Roberts are side by side. Ben Roberts gets back in front, but the DRS that Psycho had for the race lead almost got him past the Haas driver, but it was a nice cut underneath from the Ben Roberts, Tier 2 champion previously, of course. He's now one driver who's up in Tier 1, and he's showing how quick he is. Psycho right in behind. Where would you rather be right now, Shortbread, in second or first?
I would rather say second. Or is Psycho going to go for it? Nice, say Vinica. Yeah, I'd rather say second here. Really, either won't matter too much. I could keep saying there are 4 DRS zones here. That's crazy. So I think either will be fine, but Psycho's in quite a good place. He sort of controls the race from here. He can stay behind, he can choose to battle. It's up to him here, really. They're same tyres, imagine the same strategy. It's really up to them. Remember the double DRS detection zone on the final corner. So if he even overtakes, he'll still have the RS. That's the main thing to remember. Is he going to go for Moon? No, he stays behind. Yeah, I think he's going to stick behind for a bit.
Yeah, he should definitely be thinking strategically for Psycho, and that is, here he goes again. He's going to try and make a move towards turn 13 on the inside. He brakes a little bit later than Ben Roberts, and that was nice from the Mercedes driver up the inside. Delayed his turning as well, which promptly delayed Ben Roberts. But whilst they're fighting, this is bringing Joss and Born Winner, along with Advantage, into play. They're only 2.5 seconds behind, but those guys on the medium tyres will certainly be fancying their chances at the moment.
Yeah, they just got to remember here. I feel like they're main fighting Liam here because we feel like he could be the championship favourite. Oh, a penalty. That's really not good already. Wow. Yeah, that's put them in a difficult situation, but they've got sort of work together here. They keep swapping positions, just not in corners. They keep doing on a straight, one and get DRS the other. They can sort of pull each other forward, get away from that Yoss group that's catching up to him, which is quite interesting, quite a lot. Just because they can't forget about Liam because he's going quick. On a different strategy, yeah, they've got to keep an eye on that, not battle too much.
They do have to keep an eye on the gaps, and Liam is always a big factor. He is now right behind the steps for the battle in 6th position. You're riding on board with the McLaren of Born Winner, who blasts on by advantage, and that is Psycho being overtaken by Ben Roberts. These two are fighting exceptionally hard. Ben has the DRS though, so Psycho can't get past as our Peter goes into the pits for a new front wing after spinning on the lap prior at the final corner. But Born Winner in 3rd place. What's happened to Joss? He's gone off somewhere on circuit at turn 13. He's down to 5th.
Yeah, he must have. But yeah, I don't see any damage. He's not going to come in. No, he's staying out. Oh, safety car.
Yeah, Sharry's lost it. Exit of turn 12. And that has brought... Joss has just got himself into the pits. That was a late call from his Ferrari teammate has hit the wall. And Joss taking immediate advantage. Soft set of tyres going onto that car.
Oh, no.
And Ben Roberts is disqualified.
He passed the safety car.
Oh, no.
I saw it. I was just thinking, Joss didn't really need to go there because if Ben passed the safety car, they'll all still be able to pit. And I went to the front, looked, and oh yeah, Ben Roberts passed the safety car, so he's been instantly disqualified.
That is a disaster for the Haas driver. He is out of this race. He'll have to try and bounce back in the next one. But this safety car...
That's big.
Yeah, it's such a shame. He was in a really good fight. So Psycho will now be thinking, what's the plan now? Because he's got a couple of cars behind him, Born Winner advantage. Those that started on the medium compound tyres will be rubbing their hands with glee. The problem is that they've now caught the safety car. Everyone else who's pitted, which is most of the field, will be just closing that gap right down.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate position. That literally the safety car just got out in front of the leaders. So, like we saw with Benny, just got disqualified. But then Psycho couldn't pit, and you can look at near the back of the field. Everyone from behind Liam, which is very interesting, has pit. They're all on new tyres, except the top 4. And obviously Liam's already made a stop. He's now right behind that group. This safety car has changed everything really, because now Psycho is going to lose that whole lead. Yeah, this has changed everything. This is big.
He really has. Psycho, if he were to pit now, fortunately in his case, he'd come out not out of the top 10. He would end up 8th, but it just depends what the play. It looks like he's trying to go to the pits, and yeah, he is doing. Born Winner following him in. Advantage goes into the top 3. So Liam is the man who stays out and inherits the race lead. So Psycho, I imagine, is going to come out probably... just coming out of the pits now. I'd say he's going to be 6th thanks to the other 2 pitting, so it hasn't been too bad for him. But Joss on the soft tyres and Liam on 6-lap old medium compounds.
Yeah, this is... I don't know if it's gone against Liam or worse, because he's gained loads of time, but now also he's got those new tyre runners right behind him, and you see Yoss behind him with softs. That means I think Psycho and the other 3 drivers made the right call going in that lap. Just getting out the way, you're going to be right behind everyone's safety car. You lose about 10 seconds, something like that, a lot less than 20. So I think they did make the right call. This is going to be very interesting now. If Yoss can maybe take Liam, that would be difficult, but he's got the fresher tyres. It could be possible.
Yeah, that's very true. Now, the safety car will probably help Liam's tyres to the end of this race. I think now that this safety car is out on circuit, I definitely believe Liam will make it to the end. How well his tyres will hold up, we wait to see. But Joss is in the best position of his life to take a first Tier 1 victory here with Gavra. He's won before and the safety car is in this lap, but he must be thinking he's got a big opportunity now.
Yeah, he's in a nice position. Yeah, he's got steps behind him. I don't think it'd be too much of a risk. He's got mediums, so the thing is, I'm not sure if Sos can make that. He might be good now, but at the end, he might be feeling it. And now it's down to Liam to do the restart. It's up to him when he goes. He can leave it as late as he wants, as long as he gets going before the start-finish line. But then no one can overtake, so he can choose. He wants to go early, he wants to go late. I personally always like to leave it late, but he could literally go now, or not really now, it's a bit early. He could nearly go, but it's up to him whenever he goes. And that, if he wants to get to the jump, that could be huge for his race. He breaks that 1 second.
Yeah, it could be. And good news for X90G and Jolt. They have rejoined the safety car line, so they'll be back in the fight. When does Liam go, though? He's leaving it as late as he can. He's going to take this to the line, I reckon. And he goes now, and he caught Josh sleeping there. The Steps has got an advantage. This is going to into turn one. Liam is clear, but can Josh hold it round the outside? He's going to have to. He's on the grass a little bit, but the Steps is giving him all sorts of trouble. The Haas goes through, and he's up to second, and that is crucial for Liam holding on to this race win.
Yeah, that's big from Steps. Jos got caught sleeping there. I don't think he expected it, and Steps got it perfectly, got right in front of him there. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Jos there, but it's still not over. If he uses those softs to advantage, push through, he can stick with that DRS. It's not over yet, but that's definitely not helping him.
No, it certainly won't help. And the Steps, I tell you what, the Steps is looking quick. He looked quick in Tier 2 earlier. He was racing very well. Got a podium and a 4th place in the end, driving for McLaren. But he is in 2nd place, and he's sticking with Liam at the moment, which will be important. And the safety car is out again for R. Peter, breaking his front wing.
Another one. Interesting. What? Another one, right.
Liam's tyres will make it to the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I see RP. I think his whole wing's gone. I wonder what happened there. All of it's gone. Damn, well, he'll be alright. Should be able to catch up, change wings. So, yeah, I think he would have lost a few positions, but it's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse. I think he got quite lucky with the safety car there. Could have been VSC, but it was alright. I don't think anyone will come in. Yeah, everyone should stay out. So, pretty much stay as it is, I think.
Yeah, Liam just sort of faked to go in the pit lane there, so he's just playing mind games with the Steps behind. The Steps always a pleasure to interview. He'd be happy to join the comms box again, I'm sure, if he can get a podium. There is the safety car there. Everyone slows up, no one doing a bend, which I don't want to become a phrase, but unfortunately that is the case at the moment. Shari and X90G are in the pits, so Shari getting rid of those I was going to say getting rid of the hard tyres, but he has them, and Dino has hit the back of Born Winner. He's got a 5-second time penalty.
Oh dear, yeah, that's going to affect them, especially how many safety cars are there? This field spread is just nothing now, is it? Because everyone's bunched together, so that's not going to be great. He could lose a lot more positions than it wouldn't have been if he didn't. Yeah, that's really going to be cost him at the end if it stays like this for a while. But hopefully field spread will do its thing, and he might only lose 3 positions. But yeah, that's really unfortunate for him. Whether it's his fault, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's going to affect him at the end.
It certainly will, and I think for Dino, he'll be a bit disappointed whether he can clear that in the steward's room. We wait to find out. We won't know the answer to that until next week's racing, which is, of course, at the Losail International Circuit in Qatar. A typical MotoGP track, but one that we've raced around in Formula 1 before, back in 2020, when Hamilton won that race. But again, the safety car just puts everyone edge. If you were in the bottom 5 or 6 places, Shortbread, would you pit for the softs? Because you're not really going to lose anything at that point. And the softs, certainly at this stage of the race, will make it to the end now.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bears drives like Jolt with 4 lap. Oh, he's one of the most, other than Liam, he's got the most worn tyres. And safety car isn't coming in, which is interesting. He's staying out. So yeah, I'm surprised, are they not coming in for softs? Yeah, I agree with you, Jack. I would have gone in there if I was at the back, one of the bottom 5. Put on new softs. Yeah, you don't really lose anything. I'm surprised they didn't come in. There was maybe an opportunity lost there.
The only driver that did, who has got the soft tyres on back down there, is X90G, and he deliberately went in for the soft. Shari pitted on the same lap as on the hards for reasons unknown to us. So you have most of the grid now all on the medium compound tyre, except for X90G and Joss, who are on the softs, and Born Winner and Shari on the hards. I believe Born Winner probably would have made that decision because at the time of the first safety car, they're hard to take him to the end. But now, thanks to this second one, he's going to be a little bit vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't think Leon will be happy with these safety cars here. He's 2 of them right next to each other. Like, he won't be able to pit now. If he does, he'll be all the way at the back, and he won't even have a safety car, so he'll just be miles behind. He's going to have to stay out there. He's in a really difficult. He's been 9 lap already, and then do the other 6, other 8, sorry. So yeah, That's really unfortunate for him. That's going to give a big opportunity to Steps and Jos. They could get up there. Psycho got a few positions, but you know it's quick earlier. But yeah, we'll see. But Liam, it might not be a definite race win for him. He's in a really difficult position now.
Safety car in this lap, so the drivers will be getting themselves prepared now. And once again, Liam will have to nail this restart. He did it before. Can he do it again? Our Peter has rejoined the safety car line, which I'm going to say something here, which is quite interesting. When our Peter crashed earlier, he was 30 seconds off the back of the pack, so it's worked out for him, breaking his front wing. Jos is up
Yeah, that's
5
true.
places. Billy Misu's up 5 places as well. So these guys will be hoping that they could. Ooh, Steps. I thought they lost the back end of the pass then. But this is critical time now. Does Liam go in the same place? Does he decide to do something a little bit different? He's not gone yet. Around the penultimate corner, he's still warming up those tyres. Jos has got to be ready to try and pounce on any slow exit from
Into the
these.
same thing. Yeah,
Liam's
done the same
gone,
thing.
yeah. Liam's gone. Steps is going with him, so he's not as far clear this time. As we go onto the restart once again, a couple of drivers looking to the inside. Dino getting up the inside of Born Winner. Doesn't quite make the move stick until the next corner, though. You got Psycho alongside Billy Misu into turn 3. He's on the brakes. Third gear, they run side by side. Good racing between these two, but Billy Misu keeps the position, and the Steps is right on the back of Liam. This is going to be a fascinating 7 laps to go.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I'd love to see his Steps win. I don't think he's won before. I think that'd be your first, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be great to see, especially in Tier 1, because you're in Tier 2. That'd be a great drive if you can. I think Liam is feeling the wear on those mediums. Got exact same tyre, but double the amount wear on those tyres, so he's really going to be feeling it now. As Psycho moves up on Billy Meese, that's a nice move.
Yeah, really clean move from Psycho without ERA, and his teammate follows him through, so Billy Misu loses 2 spots to the Mercedes, and here comes Dino as well. So Billy Misu just
That's a
gets
send.
really good overtake from the Red Bull driver. He's been struggling with a bit of confidence recently, but that will certainly improve the situation back at Milton Keynes. Oh, Born Winner's just been tapped slightly by advantage, I think. Watts goes up past him as well. There's a whole gaggle of cars fighting over 9th position. You've almost 3 wide. Coming down the main straight, you've got Born Winner alongside Jolts. You've got the Alfa Romeo in the middle. They all sort of phase their way through, and they keep it clean just about, apart from Jolts, unfortunately, who's in the wall. He just, in fact,
bad for worse.
I think Jolt just got on the curb by himself by the looks of it. I think he just lost it, and that is a race that's sadly gone from bad to worse for him, and he is out of the session.
Have you seen what's happened to the leader, by the way?
Yeah, it's still very
Somehow
close.
missed it. It's changed. Look, Steps has got the lead. I have no idea where that happened, but he's managed to get the lead somewhere. Nice job.
Now Steps leads the way. Jos all over the back in that Ferrari. Can the Steps go on to take a first ever win here at Gavra? That would be an incredible story. But Jos is one driver who certainly wants to make his mark on the Tier 1 Championship. Down on the brakes into turn 13. Really have to step on the brakes at the right-hander. The Steps, speaking of stepping, just got a little bit out of shape. The 2 Mercedes were fighting into turn 13 as well. That was good battling between those two. Money Game, the Tier 2 champion, of course. But look at the Ferrari. He's all on the back of that Red Bull.
Yeah, this safety car has changed everything. We never would have thought it would have been this close. Now DRS enabled. He won't have it yet. After this, he won't have it this straight either because the DRS section zone was before the lap started, so he won't have it yet. But very interesting. Jos all over him now. Liam might not win this. We'd never thought that would happen.
It's all up in the air. I mean, everybody is within a second of one another, down to Watts, who's trying to go alongside Advantage, but he can't quite squeeze his way through. Unfortunately for Born Winner, he's losing out, and Liam's picked up a time penalty, and with it as close as this, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, that's big.
Here comes Jos. Jos has got DRS. Liam has DRS on the Steps as well. They're pulling up to about 205 miles an hour to the outside line. Goes Liam. Can he go around the outside at turn 11? He can. Big snap of oversteer for the Steps. And that's going to bring Jos through up into second place. Money Game goes through as well. So unfortunately for the steps, he's gone from first to fourth. And Money Game looking for a first race win in Tier 1. 5 cars separated by a second and a half. Wow. I think we've just lost a little bit of connection to Shortbread. I don't know if you can hear him, I can't. But at the moment, Liam leads the way, but he's now got Josh right with him. And Josh has driven cannily. His ERS situation is much more better than the drivers around him. That's Dino out, he's in the wall. He's out of the race. Josh is going around the outside for the race lead. Liam tries to brake a little bit later, but the Ferrari is through into the cheers of the Tifosi. Josh could be on his way to a first ever victory in Tier 1. He's been trying so hard, but can that Ferrari finally make it?
Yeah, he's in a nice position. We got to remember that Liam's got a penalty here, so he can overtake. It doesn't mean anything. Jos will still win. So all we got to think about now, don't battle too much. Don't risk losing it to Money Game. Just stay ahead. Don't worry about it. You'll still get the position from the penalty. You've got to remember that.
Look at the straight line speed of the Money Game. That double toe. These 4 are now fighting so hard for the race victory. Steps is almost there with them as well, so he's got to try and regain a place. But this could go to absolutely anybody in the top, well, even 7, because Watts has got himself up to 7th place. He's moving now after his front wing break earlier on. I can't call this, Shortbread. This is going to be so close.
Yeah, the safe's got to change everything. It's made this race so unpredictable. The Liam with that penalty, that's huge now. Even if he defends, there's not really much point. He's just going to lose anyway because everyone's so close. He can lose many positions here. That's really costly.
If the race result was to stop right now, he dropped to 8th place. That's how much time it's going to cost him. Shortbread trying to look to the outside, but rather not. I was just going to say, Shortbread, look to the outside was Josh. What would you do in this position? But then I just stopped.
It's all right, don't worry about it.
But, oh, Money Game is... Oh, that's Josh wide. And what a move from Money Game around the outside and into 2nd place.
Oh, that's really costly. That's a big mistake. He's got Psycho in now. But remember, Money Game, look, he's got no ERS left. He's been pushing the absolute maximum. All the other drivers around him is much more. So you've got to remember that he's going to be vulnerable for the next few laps. He's used all of it.
Josh didn't get the line quite right. He was trying to overtake the Mercedes in front of him. Unfortunately, it just makes himself a little bit susceptible, and Born Winner is out as well. That's another driver in the wall at the exit of turn 12.
Wow, that corner is quite a lot of drivers there, isn't it? Wow.
That's claimed 2 in a row now. So that is a disaster for him. And Money Game, our Tier 2 defending champion, he won't be defending it next season, of course. He's in Tier 1 now. We'll be looking at a race win in Tier 1, and Josh will be kicking himself if he can't get past that Mercedes.
Yeah, that's big. Oh, another 3-second penalty. Wow. Oh, is he even going to get points at this rate? Is he going to get P10?
He will be fine. Next 90G is 9th, 10 seconds behind. But Liam is racking up the penalties. I imagine
I'm
Liam's
not sure why he did that.
He's racking up the penalties, trying to pull away from the rest of the group now that he knows he's got 3 seconds. Oh,
maybe, but I think that's too costly. He could have just stayed back and not risk it. But there you go. He's got 6 seconds now, I think. Blimey.
Got to say, Psycho's actually just dropped a little bit back. He's got DRS, so he might just squeeze back in. But these front 3 together on circuit. You've got Liam still in the lead. Money Game's going to go for it. But he isn't close enough. Ooh, so, take a breath,
Very
everyone.
interesting.
Penultimate lap we're about to go on. And this could go any way imaginable.
Yeah, the only reason I feel like Money Game might overtake it. Oh, Liam gets it all wrong. And he's basically got a free move there, and he's going to have another DRS straight. That's big for Money Game. Now he's got Liam to cover him, so Josh can't even overtake him. He's got to get Liam first. So that is quite smart. Get him now, and then that's covered. But he's using all his DRS. So is Liam. Wow, Josh got loads left. So is Steiker. They got to start using them. They've got 2 laps to use half their ERS. They can push a lot more.
I think that Josh is driving quite a canny race here. He has got a bit more ERS available to him. compared to the front two, and he'll have a double toe down this straight. So if he wants to time it right, he's going to have to be closer than what he is, but maybe on the final lap, he might just make a move on the front two and blast past the pair of them. DRS now down the swing from turn 10, and Liam is closing that gap all the way. He hits the back, and Psycho has gone past Joss.
Oh, this is all going wrong for Joss, losing so many positions now. We thought he was going to win a minute ago. Now he's in fourth, or will be third, but yeah, not great for him. But two Mercedes doing great right now.
The two Mercedes are now in prime position. Oh, Joss just nearly losing the back end of that Ferrari. He's still got a podium to hold on for, but now the pendulum swings the way of the cars in black. The two Mercedes will head round this final corner for the final lap. It is a shootout potentially between these two. I think Joss's tyres have gone, and that is Watts into the wall, and he's broken his front wing, and that might be points gone.
No, yeah, it probably will be a no front wing now. That's unfortunate. Debut could have got points. I think it's in good position. Yeah, it's unfortunate to him, but to the lead now, final lap.
The final lap of this race. It has been action-packed all the way through since that safety car. Kev Potter is retired. He's out of the session. And Liam and Money Game and Psycho are all waiting for their opportunity. And Joss, an advantage is right there, but he's got a time penalty. Will Psycho try and get past? He's got DRS and DRS compared to his teammate. Here comes the Mercedes. He blasts past one. He goes round the outside of the other, and he's into the lead.
Yeah, beautiful. That was really nice. Oh, here goes the other Mercedes as well.
It's so close, but Money Game goes through. Joss trying to follow as well. Psycho might have just played the poker card of the lot. He's on the brakes. Joss trying to go around the outside of Money Game at the turn 13. What an overtake that was from Joss.
Wow. Lovely though. Psycho as well, going to get the win.
We go round this final corner, and it's been an unbelievable opening race. It is Psycho who wins the opening round. Joss second, Money Game third, Advantage fourth. The Steps takes fifth. Would you believe that the Steps was leading this race before? He's ended up fifth. Liam sixth place in the end despite his penalties. Billy seventh. Natty G eighth. Watts is going to hold on for ninth despite no front wing.
Wow.
And Shari gets the final point.
Wow, huge race. Blimey, that's Liam down in sixth. And he got poled by 2/10, something like that. Wow. Yeah, that apparently really cost him down 5 positions. Yoss sixth. Yeah, wow, we never knew he was going to win that until the final corner.
We didn't, and that was honestly a blockbuster. One for the history books and one for Gav to put on the TikTok, because I'm sure he'll be fascinated to see that last lap with those fights. But Psycho comes out the race winner. We're just waiting for Devori to finish. He was one who lost his front wing earlier. Sadly, he probably would have got points. So the Czech driver just crossing the line now. And the Steps has just put a comment in to say, from P1 to P5, let's go. Ooh, Shari driver.
That's unfortunate for Steps.
Fair to Shari, came up from 16th to get a point, and that's a really good way for him to start the season. Usually sparring partner with CT Pat, who couldn't get in for the first race this evening, hoping he can for the second. But Mercedes have a double podium for the first time this season in the first race. What a battle that was. Psycho wins it with Joss in second. Third place goes the way of Money Game with Advantage fourth. The Steps fifth. Liam in sixth thanks to his penalties. Billy Misu seventh with X-Nasty G in front of his home fans, quote marks, in eighth. Watts ninth, and Shari gets that last point. You have Arpita, Devori, Kev all finish. Well, Devori and Arpita finishing within a lap. Kev Potter classified, but he's now left the session, so hopefully we can get him back in. And then 4 retirements, Born winner, Giraldino both going out at turn 12, Jolt going out thanks to carnage at turn 1, and Ben Roberts disqualified earlier on in the race.
Yeah, I still feel for Steps they leading, could have got his first win and just losing it for the last few laps. Yeah, very unfortunate, but there's always one more race.
Yeah, there's there's a lot more opportunities for the drivers coming up. They'll have another chance to do so in the 25% race we've got coming up next. And I'll tell you one thing that's fascinating out of all this is the fastest lap went to Jolt. And he retired from the race, so no one gets that bonus point.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's another driver as well. Jolt, we had such a good race, and we didn't have Joel or Ben Roberts in it because they DNF quite early. So, and they're going to be back in it now for the next race. Yeah, this could be another great one coming up, hopefully.
Yeah, it will be fascinating to see how everybody gets on for this second event, which will no doubt prove to be a battle of wits and abilities, and the ability to remain calm under pressure when you have so many drivers fighting for a race victory, as we just saw there. And 3 laps earlier, we saw Psycho running in 4th place, and he comes out with a race win.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, those 4 DRS zones really changed everything. Just allowed such easy overtaking that, like many other tracks, you're leading on the last lap. You're really not in a great place because you can just get so easily overtaken. You'll just be really vulnerable, and we saw it there.
We did see the vulnerability on display, and just a couple of, I'm just having a look at the comments from people. Psycho saying the best the best battle at the front he's ever had. Jolt next, Natty G not happy with one another, which is unsurprising after their incident on lap 1. Shari's got a few problems, so hopefully we can get Shari back in. I'm just having a look in the lobby at the moment. I can't see him, so we'll wait for Shari to rejoin. Kev Potter's also not here. The Steps lamenting the fact that he hasn't got a podium, and Liam saying that was a joke, which, yeah, was unfortunate for him. I can imagine why he's so frustrated with that situation with the safety car and the tyres, and then losing the race with the drive-throughs, with the penalties rather, I should say.
Yeah, I think I understand quite a lot of drivers say that. I think Jolt mainly, I think he got taken out like twice or something like that. I don't think they were his own mistakes, not 100% sure, but apparently that's what it was like. So yeah, I feel bad for him. He could have had great pace there, but you're never able to show. Luckily it's another race for him. Hopefully he can resurrect himself.
In terms of what we've just seen, Shortbread, I'm going to come to you early for this prediction. What are your thoughts for race 2 of the evening? A lot of good racing and sportsmanship on show whilst that was on.
Yeah, that was a lovely last few laps. I really don't know who. We didn't see many drivers' potential. I'm gonna, because maybe Liam wouldn't even have won if the penalties. So who's top 3? I'm gonna say go Psycho first, Ben Roberts second, and Liam third. I'm gonna go with. I feel like Ben Roberts got something in him. He wasn't able to really show it. I'm gonna say Psycho first, Ben Roberts second, and Liam third. Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right, we won't hold you to it. Don't worry, we're not that bad. We're not a betting organisation, which is good. But
yeah,
we are we are just getting ourselves a breather. The drivers will be just having a chat amongst themselves. We hope we can get Kev Potter back in for the second race, which I think is what we're waiting on at this moment in time. But that's a big, the other big marker through the session there is we do now start the second lobby. We're about to go live shortly. Mercedes with a first and a third. That's a big haul of points to start the Constructors' Championship off with.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact points, but 2 of them on the podium. That's going to be big. That's a nice start for Mercedes there, and I think Psycho did a great job there, coming from, what was he, third on the last lap and then winning. I think something like that. He wasn't exactly right at the front, and yeah, just did perfectly and got a nice move done there, going the win.
This is what I've said a number of times whilst commentating on Tier 2, is that ERS management is so vital. We're going to be going to Las Vegas for the last round of the season, and the drivers need to understand the concept of keeping a bit of battery left until the last part of the race so that they can use it all. Otherwise, they'll find themselves vulnerable like Money Game did, and Psycho blasted on through.
Yeah, this is a right point. Yeah, like, I think the main thing with Money Game, I've seen that he quickly, so I feel like a lot of time I ride on board with him, he's pretty much out of VRS when everyone around him's got at least half, so see that leaves him really vulnerable. I think he's a great driver, but I think if there's one thing he's got to work on, it would be ERS management. Other than that, if he can fix that, he can definitely get wins, I'm sure, because it just the last few laps he's vulnerable. But anyway, you have to qualify him again.
That is certainly the case. We'll looking forward to having a chat with these drivers later on. We will have interviews later on, and I'm sure that there'll be a couple of questions that will need asked. I'm fascinated to see how everyone does in this qualifying session, though, because Liam, he did a 1:16 earlier to get pole position. Can he match that time again? The session's due to start in the next few seconds, which I hope will come up on your screen shortly. Who are we going to have for pole position around this Melbourne circuit? So, drives are out, and they're coming towards turn 1. Looking at the tyres, everybody on the soft tyres, of course they are. It'll be, who will be the, oh, I've just watched one of the Alpines fly off at turn 1 there. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not the ideal line to be doing.
No, it isn't. So we've got everyone just phasing their way through at the moment. It's all very tight at the moment. No point in flicking between the cars. I will check out, though, who is the fastest in the first sector, and it's the pole position man from last race. Liam is in the lead at the moment. He's got Ben Roberts right with him. And Billy Misu is out. So that is the Alpine that I saw go across the track.
I've just seen Billy Misi put in the chat, he said he didn't put setup on. That's very unfortunate. That's going to lose him a lot. I think Parc Fermé is on, so I don't think he won't be able to change. Oh yeah, that's going to cost him a lot in the race, like a couple temps at least every lap, I think.
It will do. Ben Roberts is taking the notional lead. Devore's out and in the wall, but Liam had a little wiggle on the exit of turn 12, and that's put Ben Roberts in front. So it will all come down to these final two corners. Getting your line right around turn 16. Ben Roberts nailed that, but Liam's was even better. This is going to be absolutely tight at the line. Oh my goodness,
Wow.
it's 100th of a second, and it's Ben Roberts who snatches it.
Wow, that yeah, I knew there was something Ben Roberts. I knew he could do something. I couldn't reach that last time. He got really unlucky with the safety car, but yeah, pole by a tiny bit, and then 4 temps to the next driver. Yeah, that's a nice slap there.
Just a quick word to Gav. Nobody has seen that qualifying session because you're on the thing. You're still on the load screen. But Ben Roberts has pole position by 1400ths of a second. Jolt is third, Psycho 4, Born Winner in 5th, X90G6, Money Game in 7th, Watts is 8th, and Advantage and Joss are the last drivers in a second in the top 10. The Steps and Arpita at 11th and 12th, Devori, Billy Misu not setting a lap time, and Shari and Dino disqualified from the session.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Such a gap from second and third, but I think it may be different mentalities running into one-shot qualifying, because since it's literally you have one lap, I mainly, whenever I do it, I just don't, I say I push like 70%. I don't fully go for it, because if you fully go for it, you'll most likely just invalidate, especially around here, such high-speed corners. You're pushing the track as much as you can, you'll go over a curb and invalidate just like that, and you're starting at the back. That's a huge penalty, going to the back instead of playing like at least third, something like that. So I usually go most pace, but not full max out pace. You only have one lap, don't want to mess up, just get a decent position, and that's usually what I try and aim for. So we'll see if that affects anything.
We will wait and see, but you can tell that Ben Roberts and a Red Bull alongside each other for the start of the second race of the evening. And the race is live for the second. It looks like a good start from Ben Roberts. He's going to lead into turn 1. Joel has to slot in behind, and he's got Psycho up his inside for turn 1, but he can't get through. all looks okay so far. A little bit of side by side through the mid-pack, but everything's okay. And on the brakes
Liam
into
up the inside.
yeah, on the inside to turn 3, but Liam couldn't quite get alongside his rival for the race victory. We got a yellow flag. That is Devori facing the wrong way. He's had a torrid time of it this evening for the opening round of the season. But Ben and Liam trying to break a gap to Jolt already.
Yeah, that's quite a jolt there up there as well. I feel like he was quick and he's showing it in front of Psycho in the last race, but he's up there now. He should be okay. Look, Ben Roberts and Liam looking very racy.
Yeah, Liam overtaking Ben Roberts for the race lead. He's in first position in that Red Bull. How many times have we said that this season? There's a Williams there in third. Psycho's defending heavily from Born Winner, who is trying to do a switchback at turn 13, but he's not quite close enough. But at the moment, everyone in the top 9, all within a second of one another. Josh starting on the mediums again, doing that same contra strategy that he did in the first race. And he's already outside DRS.
Yeah, very interesting. So many on softs. I thought, like you said, yeah, Yoss and only 3 drivers starting on mediums. Very interesting. I thought maybe seen Liam something like that on mediums, but surprised to see everyone on softs. But at least they're on a level playing field for now, going on to lap 2.
Yeah, and that's the thing for the top 9. They're all trying their hardest to keep themselves in that DRS range. If you don't and you lose the pack, that might be game over. It's very, very difficult unless the other cars in front of you who've got DRS can battle hard. Liam has just done a purple first, which is not a surprise. We're only on the second lap, but he has got a little bit of an advantage to Ben Roberts, who needs to stick with him on the next lap. Otherwise, he'll fall out of that crucial 1 second time barrier.
Yeah, I think we're seeing, look how close on the mini-map. Everyone from 1st to 9th, all next to each other, and there's a medium runner, Yoss, just 2.5 seconds off, and that's the difference of tyres there. You can see it sort of affecting him. But like we said, at the end, he should catch up, but he's just going to catch up a DRS chain, which won't be easy, but softs might allow him to see his DRS activated this lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And Josh running in 10th place, he is just planning and trying to get himself. He's actually managed to gap RP by a second, so that'll really help his cause in the opening laps. Liam with another fastest lap of the race, of course. As we move on to lap 3, drag reduction system now enabled, so DRS, that rear wing flap will open that you can see on your screens, and that will close everybody right up together. And this will start all of the chaos that we saw from the race earlier. Might give Joss actually the chance to catch up if they all fight too hard, but we will see how that Ferrari gets on. And we'll just ride on. We're following Ben Roberts actually on the main screen. We're following Jolt as well, so we can see the different top line speed. Let's see Liam as he comes underneath the banner there for F123. And then under the MSC, he's doing 190, and Ben Roberts is 200. So 10 mile an hour down that straight is a huge amount of overspeed.
Yeah, very interesting to see. He's got, at least 10 miles an hour in every straight. That's going to be very big. Like, especially on that main straight, the double DRS, so he can overtake into turn 1 and still have DRS afterwards. So Liam gets a bit wrong on the exit. Could be vulnerable here. Only 3 tenths between them. Ben could overtake him if he wants to.
Good move from Psycho to get his 4th place back. He had to be brave on the brakes for that one, but Born Winner looking very racy. Obviously crashed out earlier, but he looks like he's got some speed. And Roberts not quite close enough yet, but there's another DRS straight right after turn 2. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to the back of that Red Bull at the moment to threaten that 1st place.
Yeah, it seems he's been holding back a bit more than Liam. Obviously, understand he's got DRS a bit back. You can see Ben's got slightly more ERS, so potentially not pushing as much, but understand he's got straight line speed advantage over him with the rear. So interesting to see Psycho not doing as amazing as I thought. I know he just overtaken the McLaren, but still 8 tenths off. He's not far off of losing DRS here, so gotta be careful about that.
Yeah, that's very true. He does have to be careful. I was just watching for Gavra, do stay on board with Ben Roberts at the moment, but I was just watching an incredible fight for 11th between Dino, Shari and the Steps. Really good racecraft between those guys. Ben Roberts, though, again, right underneath that Red Bull rear wing, but not close enough to shape for a move. Evidently deciding he wants to just sit with Liam for a little bit and then try and make a definitive move later on in this race, I would suspect.
Yeah, and as we expect, big DRS trains forming as equal cars. The only difference between these two is the setup, so everything's the same. So we've got to keep an eye on that very close. They'll probably be stuck with each other for the rest of the race, I imagine.
Advantage just going past X90G for 7th. Natty had a big slide out of the final corner, lost all of his momentum, and that's advantage up to 7th place. So some of these debutants looking especially quick this evening. At the moment, the top 9 are separated by 3.5 seconds, which is incredible. And then you've got Joss a couple of seconds further back on his own in 10th, and our Peter is 11th. So the gap's already forming in this field. I have to say, I think Ben Roberts, and I think Shortbread, you'll agree with me on this, is just tactically waiting, although...
Yeah. Oh, as you said, nice move in turn 9. He's got the lead now. He has DRS as well. As soon as you said that, I was going to say the same thing, but he's gone. Interesting.
Yeah, he has done, and Liam, without DRS, has to slot in behind, so good overtake from Ben. He had so much straight line speed. Watts has gone past X-Natty G for 8th place at turn 13, so that's a good move, and that is our Peter in the wall, and that's a safety car.
And the safety car. Are they going to come in? Ben Roberts. Oh, he's going for it.
So they're all coming in. Money Game comes in. He's going to have to double stack behind Psycho.
Oh, no. I don't think... Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. It's going to be a busy pit lane.
Every single driver is probably going to come in. Josh is in the pits. I can't imagine why anybody would stay out unless you've already pitted. And this is cost Money Game big time, unfortunately. Yeah. He will drop to 9th. I don't think Josh will get out in front of him. No, he won't. Ben Roberts, I'd tell you something. Liam has got held in the pits and he's 4th.
Oh, wow. Yes, that's interesting. Yeah, because he's...
First. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. He's at the front, isn't he? And Ben Roberts, Haas, at the end, yeah, he's kept the lead. Joe, yeah, there's Liam 4th now. Yeah, that's frustrating for him.
That is really frustrating for Liam, doing nothing wrong, but because of the Red Bull pit garage being earlier in the pit lane, he's had to wait for the other cars to come through, and his team haven't been able to get him out ahead of 2 cars of Jolt and Psycho. So Born winner in 5th place on the mediums, the top 9 all on the medium compounds, and Joss will be sat there thinking, I've got a chance here on the softs with, when the safety car peels in for maybe this lap or the next lap, they should last till the end.
Yeah, there's an interesting choice from Joss. I feel like he's always on a different time. So there's always, even here, he's gone soft instead of medium. I think safety car should be in this lap. Everyone's caught up. I hope it should come in this lap. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, I'm not sure if it will be. It hasn't come up at the top yet. I'm not sure if it will, but interesting from Joss. I don't know if they'll make it. They might, but they'll be quite worn at the end, I imagine.
We did think this before. We did think that the soft tyres were going off, but Joss made them last to the end and he jumped up to 2nd in the end. Whether he could do that again is another matter. The other driver who had to wait a little bit as well was X90G. He's dropped behind. He's got a car between himself and Watts, which is Money Game. So he had to wait in the pits too as Born winner got serviced first. But that is one of those situations where there's nothing you can do really if the safety car comes out and that's the best time to pit.
Yeah, that safety car should have a domino effect on everyone there. Everyone going in, obviously. I feel bad for him. Nothing he can do. I think he had to come in. If he didn't, he would have just been way too far back at the end. So yeah, 8th now. He's got quite a job to do to get up to his original position on the same tyres. Yeah, it won't be easy in a DRS train, but if he's got enough pace, he can do it.
So if you've just joined us, our Peter out of the race, crashing out at, once again, that turn 11-12 complex, claims another victim, and our Peter retired from the session, which brought out this full safety car. Everyone all within a couple of seconds of one another. Obviously, we're driving at a reduced speed. So Dvory is at the back of the train. Dvory will be the most relieved, actually. He's got a chance to fight for points because he was in the wall. He broke his front wing earlier and he's rejoined the back of the train.
Yeah, Dvory's been saved there a bit. It's definitely going to help him. But something I just realised, not many penalties this race so far. Only one. That's Dvory. Like, Tier 2, we saw quite a lot. And then last race, there was quite a lot as well. I know been 2 laps on the safety car now, but interesting, not too many penalties. So unless I keep it like this, penalties won't change anything for the rest of the grid.
I will just say as well that I'm looking at the race director for the warnings, and there's only out of Devore, he's obviously got a time penalty because he's exceeded the track limit. Actually, no, he hasn't. He's got 2 warnings, but he got speeding in the pit lane time penalty. That's what's his fault. But there's only 2 other drivers in the whole grid who've actually got a warning. So this is very good for a frenetic end to this race. Safety car in this lap. So, oh, will the Advantage get a penalty for that? He did hit the back of Bourne winner. That was quite a chunk, but I think he's got away with it. So, penultimate corner coming up. Ben Roberts will be the driver to set the pace. When does he go? Will he do what Liam did earlier and wait till the last minute? No, he's gone. He's put his foot down. Jolt kind of caught a little bit unawares there. He's not too far away from Ben Roberts, but the Haas man will not have to worry about defending into turn 1. Psycho there, then it's Liam, then it's Bourne winner, Advantage, Watts, Money Game, X90G, and the first of the soft runners, Joss in 10th place. Dino, Steps, Billy Misu, and the 2 other soft runners, Shari and Devori, 14th and 15th. DRS though won't be available till lap 10.
Going to be great to see now because everyone is literally on the exact same fully RS, new tyres. Everyone's on level pegging here, nothing different, and obviously I haven't got any penalties yet if it stays the same. They're all the exact same here, so it's just a test of raw pace here. Who's the fastest?
It will be. Liam is looking racy. He's going to go to the outside line, and he goes past Psycho for 3rd place, so he's back on the podium. Is the man who started from pole position. His next car in front of him is Jolt, who's run a little bit deep there. That might just give the Red Bull an opportunity to close that gap down. Joss is very close as well to the back of Money Game. He's on the inside at turn 13, and the Ferrari uses the soft tyres, but fair play to Money Game. Great switch back, and he gets 9th place back.
Yeah, nice drive. I think Joel and Ben would be happy to see Liam now in their mirror. We weren't hoping that Psycho could defend, but he's got past even without DRS. That's pretty big, so Ben must be hoping he can break it, but I'm not sure there's enough as Liam gets past lap.
Well, we wait to see what will happen. Psycho is just hanging on to that DRS. Liam right up the rear wing of the Williams. He's going to look to the inside. That's late. Little bit of contact, but he goes through. And I've got to say, that was great car control from Liam. He locked the rears, a little slide, but a little bump into Jolt, but that was perfectly legal. Great move.
Yeah, nice job. Now it's going to be a dogfight between these two, Ben Roberts and Liam. They're 1st and 2nd. 7 times to have DRS next lap. He will. It's going to be very interesting to see now.
Yeah, this is the last lap without drag reduction system for everybody. The whole plethora of cars together. Dino still within a second as well, so the top 11 pretty much in that zone. Steps is just out of it. He needs to make some moves in the next couple of corners to close that gap down. I've got to say, the driver that I feel might just make some moves, not only is Liam, who's already done that, but Bourne winner looks very quick in that McLaren. And I think he and Advantage, the newer drivers to the league, these two are already solidifying themselves right with the front pack.
Yeah, they're doing great. It's great to see new drivers up there. And there's something about Jos where he's on those softs. He's still in P10. He's got making some moves. I know it's difficult now. DRS is on DRS train, but those softs, the only reason it's going to work if he gets the moves done. He's going to be struggling at the end. He might get overtaken by Dino Steps. So, yeah, we're talking about Steps actually. He's quite far down, isn't he? We thought he did quite well last race. That's interesting to see. He's only in 12th. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, he qualified 11th, so he's kind of in the same position he was in before, but he got distanced early on in that big pack fight before the safety car came out, and that's why he's sort of down there. It will be difficult for him to recover, but we are at the front. We're watching the front two. And Liam, this should be a regulation DRS move. It's wide open, and he just breezes on by in that Red Bull. I will say this much, despite having DRS, his car is a couple of miles an hour slower in a straight line than that of Ben Roberts, so the setup's definitely a little bit different between those two.
Yeah, interesting. Now the DRS train has sort of started forming already. It's now important. The only good position you want to be in is 1st or 2nd. If you're in 3rd, 4th, 5th, anything like that, always just gets a penalty. That's unfortunate. But if you're in anywhere near the middle of the pack, you're sort of in no man's land. You can't go forward. You can't really go back. You you're sort of just stuck there because everyone's got DRS. The only people that can change this is Liam and Ben Roberts now. They're the only people without DRS and the one with, so that we've got to remember that if you're in third, fourth, you don't want to be there. You want to be ideally in second, really. It's now Ben can control this race. He can choose to stay behind, push, it's up to him.
I was following Josh then, and I don't understand why he's got a time penalty. He didn't run over the white line. I just saw that at the exit of turn 13, so that one might go into the stewards. But everybody else up front running in formation. That DRS train, as Shortbread mentioned earlier, is certainly coming into effect now. But it'll all come down to the strategic elements of this race. You know, Liam at the front, how is his ERS usage compared to those behind? I'm not going to say it out loud because I know a number of drivers like to watch stream and I don't want to give them a tactical advantage. But that's something that the drivers need to be wary of, as Ben Roberts closing the gap to the Red Bull, but doesn't overtake him into turn 13.
Yeah, then this is all tactic game now. This is very interesting. Is it Jos game front of money game there? Yeah, I think he's got moved on. That's nice from Jos. But it's interesting for Ben now. He's in a good position. If you think of Jeddah last year, me and Viper, I stayed behind Viper pretty much the whole race. I didn't decide to overtake until at the final bit. So I decided to stay back, save your ERS. He has to use it, and there's tons of DRS zones. I think personally, I would stay where Ben is. I think he's in the best position. Stay where you are, save up the ERS, maybe leave it to the last full push and go for it. Because if you go lap 14, maybe Liam could just get you back. So now, if Liam's too quick for you, your best chance is last lap where he can't get you back.
It's a very good strategy call from Shortbread there. I imagine if he does overtake Liam on the final lap, I can't imagine it'd be as close as it was between you and Viper last season, admittedly. But
Yeah.
I don't think Ben Roberts would care how close it was as long as he wins this race, and he's still sat in the wheel tracks of the Red Bull. We've got a Sector 1 yellow flag, and that's Devori around again. He's much better than this typically, Devori. He's just having a bit of a mare. I'm hopeful he will return even stronger next race in Qatar. There's no one at the moment looking like they're going to get through, and that's just down to the DRS train cancelling each other out.
Yeah, it's going to be a big difference going, like you just said, going to Qatar next race. It's similar track, yes, high-speed corners, but only one DRS zone compared to 4 here. So it won't be easy to overtake around there, very easy to overtake here. So it's going to be a big difference.
Well, yeah, it certainly is. You know, a lot of quick corners, and LaSalle isn't typically well known for big opportunities for overtaking. One thing I will say is that it's now a fight for the lead with the top 8 because Money Game has completely lost the pack, and that has balked Joss in terms of any moving forward. So if he does get through, I can't imagine it'd be any better than 9th on circuit. But Jolt is very close to the back of Ben Roberts. He's looking pretty quick at the minute.
Yeah, Ben Roberts got to keep an eye here. 6 attempts. Yeah, Joe, he could try and get it, but they're both going to have DRS, going to have to use a lot of DRS. Up to him if he wants to go for it, but if he wants to try and even win this race, he will have to get in front of Ben Roberts. It'd be difficult, but if he got straight line speed, he could.
Ben Roberts closing the gap again. That setup on Ben's car clearly quicker than Liam's. It's got DRS, Liam to the outside, but Ben Roberts cuts to the inside, just showing his nose. It didn't look like he was realistically ever going to get through, but that is just putting the warning signs on for the Red Bull to say, hang on a minute, I've got a car behind me who looks very racy.
Yes. Oh, yeah, look at this DRS train forming, like I said here. Oh, Devori, I think it's going worse to worse now. I feel like God's get penalties there. It's unfortunate for him. Hope he can come back better next time.
Oh, that is the Alpine of Billy Misu facing the wrong way. He's got going. Sharry's in the pits, so I'm not quite sure why. Oh, Ben Roberts just about holding off Jolt there for second place, and Psycho and Born Winner have had a little bit of a coming together, and advantage is up to 4th.
Interesting. I only saw the aftermath of that. I saw Born Winner going slow. Interesting. Yeah, Advantage doing well. 4th place. He's in a nice position.
So we go on to the penultimate lap, and thanks to all the chaos that's just gone on, that has split the top 8 who were all together. Psycho is out of DRS, Advantage is out of DRS. So this fight now has become an exclusive two-car party between these two. Although, having said that, Psycho is doing everything he can to get that gap closed down. But this is looking like a thunderous fight between these two at the front now.
Yeah, I'm liking where Ben Roberts is. He's looking the favourite in my opinion. Like, looking at everything, his ERS and all that, he's in a good position to win a final lap.
The final lap of the race, Liam moves to the inside, quickly swings it back across. But he is leading this on the final lap. He's driven excellently, but Ben Roberts is like a piranha waiting to strike. He is right there on the back of that Red Bull. Joel is down in 10th, by the way. I have not caught that, as Born Winner goes past advantage for 4th.
Oh yeah, what? How did that? Yeah, wow, Joe's gone down to 10th. Wow, he's got really unlucky these last 2 races, but I think Ben Roberts' only chance, they've got 2 DRS. I think this is all that ERS on this final 2 straights here. This is his last chance.
This has got to be it for Ben. He's got to close that gap down. He's got DRS. He's using the ERS. Look at the straight line speed. And the Haas goes rounding outside on the final lap here at Australia. Liam trying to fight back, but he's got no ERS really to counter that. And Ben, with a double dose of it, DRS, blasts on through into the lead. He's just got to get round these last few corners. X90G and Watts are fighting 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th with advantage, but we're watching the guys at the front. Ben Roberts, 2 corners to go. Liam is right there. Can he get close enough? No, his exit isn't good enough, and it'll be Ben Roberts 44 who wins the second race. Redemption for the Haas driver. Liam 2nd, Psycho 3rd. Born Winner ends up 4th, Advantage 5th with X90G in 6th place, Money Game 7th, Watts gets 8th, Joss in 9th and Jolt in 10th position.
Well, my prediction was mostly right. I got it a bit wrong, but yeah, that's nicely done from Ben Roberts. He did that perfectly. Saving it till last lap, had defenseless really for the rest zones by himself. No ERS, yeah. Perfectly done by Ben Roberts. Last lap, nearly last straight, yeah. Nicely done.
What a brilliant race we've just had there. 2 fantastic races that we've just watched. It's been spectacular. We will be interviewing the drivers shortly, but the man who will be one of the happiest on the grid will be no doubt Ben Roberts, taking a bit of redemption back from his DQ in the first race. We've got everyone across the line, so we can run through the classification shortly. Who's going to get driver of the day? It's going to be Liam. But Shortbread, I'm going to ask you this question. Who's your driver of the day?
I think it might be Ben Roberts, to be honest. I think that is a nice win from him. I'm trying to think where he qualified. I think did he get pole? He did get pole, actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe there's someone near the back that I didn't notice that did well, but maybe we'll see when the grid comes up. I think Ben did a good job there.
For sure we will. But as the drivers celebrate on the podium, it is Ben Roberts the happiest of them all. Second goes to Liam with fastest lap point as well, so he'll be a little bit comforted by that. Psycho in 3rd position, another podium for him to go with his race win from earlier. Born Winner, good first official debut race in the season for him, along with advantage. I know they raced in the evaluation race last week, but that is a different kettle of fish. X90G in 6th, Money Game 7th. Watts, who has been impressive this evening, ends up in 8th. Joss and Jolt round out the point scorers. We need to find out what happened to Jolt. He was battling for the race victory. He's now only getting 1 point. Dino up from 16th to 11th in the end, with the steps in 12th. Billy Misu 13th, Shari 14th, Divori 15th, and then 1 retirement from the race. R. Peter 13, not classified.
You gotta remember Liam got fastest lap. There's also an extra point for him. Gonna be important for the title. But remember Ben Roberts, that he may have won last race as well if it wasn't for accidentally overtaking the safety car. Like, he had great pace and he wasn't even able to finish last time. So although he looked great there, he lost all his points in last race. So I'm not sure what the championship looks like, but I reckon it's really close between many drivers.
I imagine it'll be Psycho leading the way on 40 points. And then after that, you've got to remember Liam finished 6th earlier, so he's going to be on 27. Ben's going to be on 25. Money Game was up there in the last race as well. He scored points. So I imagine Psycho's going to have quite a healthy championship lead after the first round. So that'll be exciting to see what a couple of drivers say. We've got a couple joining already. So we'll see who has joined us and we'll have a chat with them in a moment. I'm going to ask a few questions. Shortbread, I'm sure you'll want to ask a few, so I'll give you the opportunity to do so as well. So who is in the session at the moment? Well, we've got a couple. I'll make a start on those that are in currently, and then we will go from there. So I'm going to start with our race 2 victor, which is Ben Roberts. Congratulations to you. Another race win in Tier 1. How does that feel, getting it on the last lap?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was intense on those last few laps there, trying to keep with Liam. He was a really quick race, but I'd saved up my ERS. And I knew that I could get him on that last lap with that double DRS straight. Managed to get him on the first part, and then you get the second dosage of it as well. So yeah, it feels good to win a race, but just a bit disappointing about that race 1. Felt like I could have at least finished like top 5 because I did have a 3-second penalty, which would have lost me a few positions. Obviously, it was really close at the end with the 2 safety cars, but yeah, I think I could have definitely got a top 5 there.
What? Shortbread caught this, and I didn't, so it's a little bit awkward for me to comment on it. But what happened there with the safety car? So I know that you overtook it, but whereabouts? Was it at the exit of turn 1, turn 2?
Yeah, so it was coming out of turn 1, basically. It was still coming out of the pit lane, so it was still on the white line, obviously where you come out of the pit lane. And I'd gone around the outside, because obviously if you gain a lap under safety car, then I would have gained a lot of people that were pitting, because obviously then you have to stick to the delta rather than catch the safety car. So I tried to it told me on the radio to go around the outside, like we're not fighting the safety car, or it might have been another driver that was around. And then I tried to give the position back, and it just disqualified me straight away. So yeah, just one of those ones where not much you can do about it really. So yeah, at least it makes the championship a bit more interesting. But then again, I don't think I'd have won the first race anyway. But yeah, just one of those things.
Shortbread, you got any questions?
I don't think I do, but I just add into what Ben said. I think he just got really unlucky when the safety car came out. He's just coming along as he was coming out. Yeah, it was really unfortunate for him. Could have got big points that first race. Yeah, I guess that's how it is. Still did well in the second race to make up for it. So yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, but really interesting championship I think we've got here, because we've got Money Game right up there. Liam looks very, very quick in qualifying, so he's going to be one to try and beat through the season. Psycho's right there. I think he'll probably be top on points after today. Jolt J was right there all race with me, stuck right behind me all race. Just had that unfortunate spin, I think he said, at the end. So there's a lot of drivers that are going to be right there fighting for this championship, and these DRS trains and stuff. We've got obviously Qatar coming out, which is a new circuit for everyone. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting season.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for joining us in the interview area, and really well done on your second race victory of the evening.
No worries, thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to move it over to the driver who won race 1 of the evening, which is Psycho SM. Hopefully, Psycho, you can hear us. You might want to unmute your mic if you are there.
I'm here.
Ah, brilliant. That race 1 was fantastic. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I have to attribute it to watching the esports races, because I've seen some of their tactics is to like wait out to the last lap and then drain your ERS and get the guys ahead, because I saw the guys ahead were flashing, so I saved up my ERS for the last lap and then overtook everyone. So yeah, a bit of studying there for this race.
You certainly made it pay off. You're going to be leading the championship. You've got 40 points. I think the next highest is going to be Liam, I believe, on 25, 26. Going to be close in terms of the battle for second. What is your aim for this season? It's too early to talk about the championship, so I'm not going to ask you that question. But what is your aim for this season? What are you hoping to get?
Yeah, you asked me that question at the end of last season, and I'd said to get a few race wins. When I'm glad I've started it off with a race win. So I think take it race by race, get another race win. I think usually I am good at qualifying, but today just wasn't having a good time in the qualifying. And then I had an incident. I don't think it was anyone's fault. I think we were both trying to move out the way of a fast coming car. I think it was Born Winner, and then we just collided and it broke my wing. So I don't think it was anyone's fault. I think it's just a bit all over the place. But yeah, I just want to qualify in high positions and get a few race wins.
Oh, brilliant. That's a good plan to have. Shortbread, any questions, mate?
Don't think I have any. Just nicely done by Psycho. Nice job on your first win of the season.
Thank you. More than I got last season anyway, so I'm glad about that.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's improving already.
Yeah.
Cheers, Psycho, for that. Well done, mate.
Thanks, guys.
So I'm going to move it on to the man who took pole position and almost got 2 poles in a row. Arguably, or maybe in an interesting turn of events, the unluckiest man today who could have had 2 pole conversions. Liam, tell us about the 2 races, and in particular, race 1 seemed to just get away from you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loudly.
Lovely. It's nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah, race 1. I mean, pitted lap 2 with the virtual safety car. I was always going to pit early anyway, like lap 4, lap 5, but took advantage of that. But I mean, at the end, I'm on like, 25 lap old tyres against guys on much fresher, so it's quite the struggle. I think I did quite well. Obviously, I got the penalties, but they were just my fault, so that wasn't very good. But I'm happy with pole, and obviously I've got the pace, and it seems like I'm up there. But yeah, it is.
How did you feel the fights were going? Because obviously last week at Monza you were a little bit on your own. But how was the fighting this evening? Was it intense? Did you find it difficult, or were you enjoying it?
No, I'm enjoying it. I love a battle. I love to fight people. It's why I league race, I guess. Why we all do it. So it's quite fun. And yeah, I think it was all clean, wasn't it? We had a good battle in race 1 at the end. That was quite good. In race 2, fighting through again to try and get back up to the lead, it was quite good. After, I mean, in the I'm quite unfortunate with the pit lane on that in that second race. So not ideal, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah. Okay. Shortbread, any questions?
I think, yeah, he was great pace. It was just unfortunate he was actually leading. Now it sounds ironic, you want to lead, but on the last few laps, obviously, lost a lot of positions, having no DRS, but yeah, unfortunately, Liam, but if he had to do better, don't worry. See you next race.
Thank you.
Oh, well, Liam, well done on today's racing. A podium for yourself, fastest lap as well, so you get an extra point there, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.
Fantastic, thank you, Liam. And over to the last driver we got into the interview box. The second time I've spoken to Steps this evening, if you want to unmute yourself, buddy. That first race could have resulted in you winning for the first time at Gavra, and then it very quickly didn't happen. Tell us about it from your perspective.
Yeah, the first race. I don't know where to start. The safety car basically changed my whole race. I was nowhere, basically. No pace. Suddenly safety car came in. I think I was literally the first one who pitted. And yeah, I ended up in P3. I managed to overtake Jos, I think it was, on the first restart. And then after the second safety car, which I don't know why happened, I managed to overtake Liam, and after that I was starting to get nervous because this is tier 1. And yeah, I started making stupid mistakes, and then I got caught with 2 people having DRS, and yeah, the DRS zones on Australia are extremely punishing, and I basically couldn't do anything to defend.
Yeah. which was, which was a shame. But it's always good to know that you've led for the first time in Tier 1. That's a bit of experience for you, Steps. I do have a question before I let Shortbread ask one. What is the difference you feel between race, because you race in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, what are the big differences that you feel between both championships?
The biggest difference, pressure. It's so much, what's the word? I'm gonna say it's harder. It's way harder than in Tier 2, obviously. And yeah, and I don't want to give any excuses because, you know, how it is, you know. This dude is making excuses, you can do anything to him, but I was quite tired actually in the second race, and it's quite taxing doing 4 actually races in one day, basically one after the other, and yeah, it's taxing. That's the word I'm gonna use. It's very taxing.
Yeah, I can imagine trying to do both lobbies is a difficult situation, but you've proven today, Steps, that you've got the pace to get in some good results in both lobbies, which is good to see. Shortbread, you got any questions at all?
Yeah, there's something I wanted to add. I was going to ask you, Steps, what happened between race 1 and race 2? Race 1, you were leading, you nearly won at one point. Obviously, you made a mistake, but showing a really good pace. And then race 2, did something happen in one-shot quali? You seemed quite far down. I'm not sure what happened. I was just wondering what happened.
Yeah, that's the thing about the fourth race. I was just tired. I had no energy left in me, and the pace came along with it. So yeah, I just need to be prepared better, and yeah, it's just I'm so tired.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I understand. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you're good. I reckon you can get a win this season. You're doing well. Just keep up what you're doing Tier 1 and in the first race. Yeah, you're doing well. Good luck, mate.
Thanks. I hope so. I hope it's not the one thing for me. I hope I can keep this up.
Brilliant, Steps. I'm looking forward to seeing how you progress in both Tier 2 and Tier 1, but you know, if you get yourself some sleep, have a nice rest, and we'll see you back for the racing next week.
Yeah, I will sleep for 2 days now. Thank you. See you.
Fantastic. Well, that is it. And if Steps is tired, I'm sure me and Shortbread are, and all of you are watching that at home, wherever you are in the world. It has been a wonderful set of 2 races, a demonstration of fantastic racecraft, tactical aversion, and also the ability to go wheel to wheel at 190 plus miles an hour with just a little bit of difference between the drivers. Lots of action, lots of overtakes, and you can watch all of this again, of course, on Gavra's Twitch channel, and it will be uploaded to YouTube later on in the week. Do make sure you give the Discord, come and check us out on Discord, or go and have a look at the website as well. A lot of information that you can gain on there, and if you want to take part in either Tier 1 or Tier 2, do check that out and how you can sign up on those platforms. And of course, Gavra is on TikTok, so if you like short content, I'm sure Gav will be putting more content out on that platform as well. But from myself and from Shortbread commentating on Tier 1 this evening, thank you very much for watching. This has been Gavra Racing at Australia. Next week we will be running around the wonderful Losail International Circuit in Qatar. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. See you next week.